Hey everyone, for this discussion, I am going to talk about how I use the FIT principle in my own workouts and how I would apply it to a client. I'll also go over when I'd use resistant, aerobic, and anaerobic training, the adaptations you can expect, and what I do if those adaptations aren't happening. So, the FIT principle stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. And it's basically how I structure my workouts so they actually lead to results instead of just doing random exercises. For me personally, I train about 5 days a week, which is my frequency. My intensity varies depending on the day. Some days are heavier, strength focused, and others are more moderate. My workouts are usually around 60 to 75 minutes, and the type of training I do is a mix of resistance training, Stairmaster cardio, and higher intensity conditioning. For example, on a leg day, I'll do heavy lifts like squats or RDLs for resistance training, and then I might finish with intervals for anaerobic work. And for my aerobic training, I mainly use the Stairmaster, where I'll do a steady state cardio for about 20 to 30 minutes at a moderate intensity to build endurance. If I was working with a client, I'd use the FIT principle to individualize their program based on their goals and fitness level. For example, for general health and fitness, I'd have them train about 3 to 5 days per week, start at a moderate intensity, keep workouts around 30 to 60 minutes, and include a mix of resistance training and cardio. As they progress, I'd gradually increase intensity or volume to apply progressive overload because that's what actually drives physiological adaptation. When it comes to implementing different types of training, I'd usually include all three just at different times and intensities. First, resistance training is something I'd implement right away, even for beginners. It's important for building strength, improving body composition, and preventing injury. Over time, you'd expect adaptations like increased muscular strength, muscle hypertrophy, and improved neuromuscular coordination. According to Powers et al. 2024, these changes occur due to things like increased motor unit recruitment and muscle fiber adaptations. Next, aerobic training is also introduced early, especially for general health or beginner clients. For me, that's mainly the Stairmaster. The goal here is to improve cardiovascular endurance. Some adaptations include increased VO2 max, improved oxygen delivery, and increased mitochondrial density, which all help the body become more efficient at producing energy and resisting fatigue. Then there's anaerobic training, which is more high intensity, like sprint intervals or the HIIT. I would introduce this after someone has built a basic fitness foundation because it's more physically demanding. The adaptations here include increased power, speed, and improved lactate tolerance, which helps with short bursts of intense activity. If I'm not seeing adaptations in any of these areas, the first thing I'm looking at is whether we're actually applying progressive overload, because without that, the body has no reason to change. From there, I would adjust the FIT variables by increasing intensity, like heavier weights or faster intervals, changing frequency by adjusting training days, modifying time, like longer cardio sessions, or even changing the type of training to challenge the body differently. I'd also look at recovery because if someone isn't recovering properly, they're not going to adapt no matter how good the program is. And if needed, I'd reassess the entire program to make sure it actually matches their goals and current fitness level. With all that being said, the FIT principle is a really effective way to structure workouts so they lead to real measurable improvements in strength, endurance, and performance. Thanks for listening.